Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badruddin back again with another video. Today we are going to exploit PHP deserialization with a pre-built gadget chain. In the previous lab, we exploit the Java deserialization with a pre-built gadget chain, and for that purpose we use YSO serial. In this lab, we are going to use PHP generic gadget chain tool for the pre-built gadget chain. Okay. The description of this lab is saying this lab has a serialization based session mechanism that uses a signed cookie. It also uses a common PHP framework. Although you don't have the access on the source code, you can still exploit this lab in security serialization using pre-built gadget chains. So to solve the lab, we need to identify the target framework, then use a third-party tool to generate a malicious serialized object containing a remote code execution payload, then work out how to generate a valid signed cookie containing your malicious object. Finally, pass this into a website to delete the morale.txt file from the Carlos home directory, and we have this user. Fine. So without wasting time, I'm just going to enable the proxy here. Okay, so let's just access the lab, and we are getting the hit here. That means the traffic is flowing through the website. So this is our lab. Without wasting time, I'm just going to log in. So user is Wiener and the password is Peter. Login. So this is the very first request after login. We just need to see the session cookie. So if you see the session cookie here, this time you see from as comparison to the previous lab, the session cookie is more readable. You can see this is the token. This is the signed HMAC SHA1. So if we see the decoded value, you can see this is the decoded value, which does not seem serialized. So it is more like JSON format, which contain token and signature. Fine. So where is serialized object? Maybe within this token, because it seems like base 64. Actually, just send this request to the repeater. Go to the repeater, send it again to see everything is working fine. Yeah, working fine. Now this is the cookie back here, and just copy that, go to the decoder and paste it. So now you can see the token value is actually serialized object, and the object name is user that contains two attribute, username and access token, and these are the values of the attribute. Wiener is the username and this is the access token. So back to the repeater, let's just analyze the request and its response. Although within the response there is nothing much interesting, everything is fine. Yeah, no, not everything is fine. We have something interesting here, php info.php file. This file contains tons of information. Keep in mind, we must take it as an important part, and we will see that in a minute. So this is the first finding. Okay, so back to the decoder. I want to just check if I altered this, and here also 6 characters, so we do not need to change it, it's correct. I just want to see what if I alter this. And why I want to show you this, because I want you to understand this signature hash, because this signature hash, this is not only the hash, this is signed hash. Signed hash means the information which is crucial, and I want to maintain the integrity of that information. I use hash function to generate the message digest. This is how integrity can be assured. But what if I want to make it more secure by adding one more layer of authenticity? That authenticity can be done by signing that message digest with some kind of secret that becomes the authenticity, and that become more complex. Okay, so because sometimes what happened, many hash algorithms or hash functions had one vulnerability weakness that is known as collision, hash collision. If you use signing, that is the more better option, and that also adds the authenticity with the integrity. Hash based message authentication code. Okay, and that is the authenticity layer. SHA1, this is the pure hashing function. Okay, so we will see that in a minute. Now I just go back to the decoder. We already alter the token value. Now I want to encode it as base 64 and I want to copy that, go back to the repeater and just alter within the inspector section the value of token and apply changes, send the request. And now you can see it's saying 500 internal server error, and this is obvious because the digital signature does not match, the signature does not match. So if we scroll down, let's read the error because it's always interesting, and you can see this discloses the framework and its version. If it just discloses the framework name, this is going to be more hard for you to find out the exploits, because Symfony or any framework may have 50, hundreds or 200s or maybe more vulnerabilities are there, and you cannot just take the list of all the vulnerabilities and check everything. No. So if you already get the version, this is gonna make your life more easier because you now need to just pinpoint that framework specific version, find out the vulnerabilities and try that. So let's go to the PHP GGC, PHP generic gadget chain, and just go to the very first link, and we need to clone this repository. Okay, so to clone this repository, you can go click on this code and you need to copy this URL and go to your command prompt, and you just need to write git clone and paste the URL. I already did it, so we don't need to do it again. So if I say ls space hyphen la PHPGCC, yeah, it's there. So you can see these all the files are there within the directory, and this is the executable file. Okay, and you can see the X means execution permission is already there. Okay, if it's not there, you need to provide the execution permission here. So I'm directly going to the PHPGGC directory, and within that I'm going to try PHPGGC space hyphen L for the listing to see what frameworks are here. So you can see Symfony is there, and having too many RCE remote code execution, but we need to find out for the specific version. So Symfony FD1, we are looking for 4.3.6, right? Let's see, 4.3.6. okay, so this will not work because 4.2.6 was the last one. I think this one, yeah, this will work. Why? Because it support the version, the vulnerability exists from 4.3.0 to 4.3.7, and here we have 6, so that will perfectly work. I'm going to copy this. I also want to see that paste selection, yeah. So hit enter. You can see this is the RCE Symfony RCE4. Our version comes in between, and this RCE type is function call. And what function call? This is the magic method underscore destruct, and here the vulnerability exists, and that's why we can delete the file. Gadget chains itself are not malicious. We use it, or attackers use it differently to gain or to achieve their goal. Fine. So now let's just, and then we need to use exec and rm space slash home slash Carlos slash morale.txt, and we need to encode it in the base 64 space hyphen w wrap switch we are using as in the previous lab. So that line break will not be the issue. Okay, so this is the malicious token value. I'm going to copy it and back to our burp suite, and because the token is malicious, so I'm going to paste it here, apply this, and this will again not work. We can only sign this session cookie if we have the secret, if we have the password or key. And for that purpose, because we know the path for the PHP info file, so I'm going to CGI space -bin and PHP info.php, hit enter. So now you can see how much information is there within this file. So this is pretty sensitive, and this should not be exposed. Environment, this is also the important section, very important section. Sudo gid, user is Carlos, okay, and this is the secret key. Token, PHP variables, again the secret key. So this is very important, and what we were looking for, we already get that. So this is our session, this is our secret, and another thing what we have is token. We already generate the malicious token, and that token, copy this one and paste it here. So we have token and we have secret. Now we can sign the session cookie, and for that purpose I'm going to write one PHP code. Very easy, very simple. So within PHP I'm going to create one variable that is secret, which I already have. So I'm going to write it, paste it here. Now I don't need this secret line, I delete it. And because we are writing in PHP, so we need to enclose this string with the double quotes, and we need to terminate the line. Then we need to define another variable, and the other variable is token, which we already have here also. I'm going to cut and paste it here, okay, and we need to terminate the line with semicolon. Okay, so up to now everything is good. Now what we need to do, we need to actually sign the cookie. So we need to create one more parameter, that is cookie. And how the cookie looks like, if we see here, go to the repeater, how the cookie looks like. Cookie looks like this. So back here and paste it. Now what I need here, I don't need this token because I already mentioned the token value within the parameter token. So I call this this parameter here. So how I call this parameter? Within the single quotes and within this dot, and just copy this token. So copy that and paste it here. This is the first thing. Second thing, I don't need this. So token is the string. This sig hmac sha1 is also the string. This is the token parameter I call, and here I need to call few things. The first one, I will go and tell the PHP to hash it and hmac, use hash hmac. And what I need to do, I need to mention here, first of all, hashing function, which is sha1. The second parameter or argument I will use here, the token. Okay, so it will generate the message digest of the token, and then it will sign with the secret key. So secret key, we already have it, copy and paste it here. So sha1, we need to enclose it within the single quotes because this is the string, and parameter we can directly call it here as an argument. One more thing we need to do here, is because this is the function, so I need to enclose this also within the single quote and within the dot. Okay, that's it. Now if you see closely, you can see this session cookie is URL encoded also. So you need to URL encode this one, and for URL encode you need to say URL encode and enclose it with the braces and within the, because double quotes are already used inside, so enclose it with the single quote and terminate it. Fine. Perfect. So this is the token value and this will be the sign value. Fine. Now we just need to echo to whom? Echo to cookie, so that we'll copy that and use it. Save this file named as session.php, and I think everything will be fine. I'm just going to clear it and cd ... because I'm now in the PHPGGC. Now let's say PHP session.php, fatal error on line number 6. Okay, so we see line number 6. Come on, so it should be terminated. Yeah, that was the error. So execute again, and this is the final signed cookie. So I'm going to copy and back to our burp suite repeater, delete this session cookie and paste the new one which we generated, and let's just send the request. And before sending, I want to make sure everything we see correctly. So just send the request and hopefully, yeah, this time we solve the lab, and that's it. I hope you understand the concept and I hope you enjoy the lab. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.